we have a roll call, please?
Cannageeser,
Here.
Marks, Richard,
Here.
King, Seaver, Graves,
Here.
Shelby.
Here.
Petitions from the audience. Hearing none. Item number 3, discuss possibly approve the minutes of the April 26, 2021 regular meeting.
Make a motion that we approve.
Motion been made,
Second.
seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
I have
Opposed,
to,
same sign.
Bill, you and I have to abstain because we went at last month's meeting. You and I will abstain.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Item number 4, Parks Report. Frank, Mr. Powell, please.
Whole lot, just fighting the spring rains.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like I said, busy trying to get Memorial Day ready. For all the rain we got, I think it's setting pretty good. Got the roads, they brought some machinery out last week. They haven't done anything yet, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen with that still. 'Cause the plan was to be done by the 28th. And, so splash pads up and going. There's kind of been a big delay at the bathrooms. Something about waiting on the roofers. And I guess until the roofers get done, he can't really, the rest has to do with, that way it seals it off and painting and I don't know if it's just the roofers themselves, the weather. You know, 'cause I know we've put metal roofs on and you don't want to climb up on there when it's wet, so. But he said as soon as the roofers get their part done, it should go, they said, really quick after that.
Has there been any issues with kids and the help that's been there working on it? Has that kind of sustained a little bit, or?
There was, I think there's been a certain group in the park that's kind of been raising some.
I knew that the other day they were
Yeah, I know
parking issues.
they give them a hard time, I know once a while back, but I don't know if it's
They're
regular.
gone, or?
Yeah. Trying to think. Last month, Pat was gone, we was talking about the pickleball court. And so since then, I've gotten with the old John Hensel that does the courts. And we've put that in our budget for next year to redo the courts along with all the parking and stuff. And so he's on combination, one court, pickleball and tennis. And then I've spoke to the tennis coach and everything, and they're aware of it, and so everything's good with that.
Thank
Did you say Hensel? Is
John,
he still in the business?
yeah,
Must be.
Okay.
yeah. I thought he had retired, but nope. Entered on one ring. Hey Frank, how you doing? So other than that, we're just trying to, with the rains, doing what we can, and you know, so don't really have a whole lot more other than that.
I want to say, I purposely went out to look at the cemeteries today, and they looked really, really nice.
Yeah,
they look
especially
very
the way
nice.
we've had, they're setting pretty good.
They're looking really nice, yeah.
And then the certain little issue we had last year, it's dry. They're
Okay,
looking good.
okay.
So
Frank, this is also the time of year that seems like, that we start getting reports as people put stuff out for Memorial Day, we start getting some theft and things like that. Is anything that you're seeing that's any different than it's always been around?
and it's still a little bit early for that,
Yeah,
but, you know, the police, a lot of times will try to set a police car out there and stuff, but, there's not,
Yeah.
I don't know what else you can do, but it's, but yeah, starting next week, you know, that's usually when you start hearing about all that.
do you feel like you're getting as many complaints from the public as you normally do, or is it,
No,
okay,
no, there was a spell last summer, but, you know, that's when I had all that stuff go down at the same time. I had 2 men go down, and we had that big windstorm, and the rains hit like all at once, and then there's some complaints in there, because you know, we got behind on the mowing and stuff, but
yeah, but that's,
Yeah.
but I'm specifically talking about the theft.
no,
Okay.
the theft and the decorations have actually There's still a few, but most of them, and it's all I asked basically was just they get a hold of us first. Can we do this or that? And there was one that had them ones around a tree. Well, by that tree was finally was a burial, and the headstone's going to go, and that's going to come up. She was like, you know, so we left it lay there, but when she had to move it, she understood and was fine. So there's still a couple here and there, of course, but not enough to, you know. Yeah.
The road's gonna be done?
Like I said, they brought the machine out there last Thursday, and then I got a call after work to go out there that we needed to scrape off the roads. You know, the grass was growing up on the edges, and I was like, well, it's because they had 2 funerals to dig for and stuff, and so I actually sent the park guys out there. And I was like, if we, and after all that, they still haven't done anything. So, but I don't know if it's the weather. I guess even the engineer expected him. He's the one that called me and said they was gonna start at 10 o'clock Friday. So,
10 o'clock last Friday?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
We had 100 inches of rain.
They're still saying once they get started, they'll be done in like 2 days. It won't take them long to do it, but today was probably one of the best chances to do it. I think it had like the least amount of rain chances.
is there any, trying to just think about as we, depending on how late they do this, we're gonna lay new asphalt down. It's not it's truly asphalt. It's not any type of chip and
No, it's just gonna
Gravel.
be a simple overlay.
just go straight overlay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we shouldn't expect any stuff splashing up on cars that drive through there.
No,
Okay.
I think it's a regular, normal, should be good and, you know, rolled out and all that.
Okay,
And we're trying to get into the budget for next year for roads and Graham, since we got Fairview done this, or getting them done this year.
Over at Bobby Buck, I know you were gonna put in that new equipment, but probably the weather still, you haven't been able to do that yet?
Weather's just, and then now, once again, not making excuses, but, you know, man, we're gonna be so, on the mowing,
Yeah.
we're gonna do what we can. I got something I'm gonna hit the mayor up about later, so.
does it involve goats?
Fence it off and, yeah. The same with the parking lot, you know, they kinda got one dump they've had to pull off because of the rain,
Yeah.
you know, but it'll get there. We'll get it.
Anything else, Frank?
I guess to sit up
Thank
there
you,
a little
Frank.
bit, I think.
Don't run away. Item number 5, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding the seasonal opening of the Whitaker Park swimming pool.
I guess y'all have copies of all the engineer's packet, the
Yeah.
state health department, and then a bunch of pictures. So. The engineer's in there, his thing's 90,000, and that's just for the deep end concrete. That don't include, you know, any of all that other stuff.
So what do you think the budget would be to even,
If we do everything it needs, I'd say 120 to 150,000.
and the quickest it can be done would be by?
To me, you might get it done by next year, because you have to bid out a lot of that.
And you're still
But
not
we still
sure,
had no guards or,
after that, you're not sure the pumps will work yet.
right, yeah. I think the pumps will be okay. The filtration, I gotta change the sand and everything, but unless they did seize up from setting, you know, because it's not very old. We just bought it, what, 4 or 5 years ago, I think, so. But
There's nobody that has applied for,
Now, rec center only has like 7 guards.
good lord. So I had somebody contact me and was asking me about about the pool they were just railing on, and I thought, you tell people, we'd love to open it, who's gonna run it?
Yeah,
I mean, even if we could get it open, who's gonna run it?
yeah, there was no, so like I said, the engineer's thing that's basically just on the deep end of the concrete. Nothing, that's just there. And the state, and there wasn't the county health inspector, we had one a little bit above come, a regional guy come in. And, so he proposed if we do that deep end, we need to put in hydrostat pumps, because of the water ground table. He did say if we do build a new pool, that not that we can't, he just said I wouldn't recommend putting it back there. But he's the one that pinpointed a lot of the other stuff out that I took pictures of, the pictures you got today. Like both lifeguard stands, he was not happy about those. They're rusted up pretty bad. That's probably $30,000 right there. And, and then all the concrete issues I took, like around all the lifeguard stands and stuff. And 90% of those, it's concrete issues. It's just falling apart. And he's one, I didn't really pay, but inside the bathrooms, all like your cinder blocks, all them seals and stuff has to be totally sealed up, or seals, the gaps and cracks. He wants those, they'd have to be totally sealed up. You can tell in some pictures we have tried to caulk, but,
So are we under
Just a point, we keep pouring a lot of money into a pool that's 56 years old and outlives its need. Wouldn't it be time to start working toward a new pool that's a little more the right size and got the equipment in it, so we don't have to spend 70, 80, 90,000 every year on a pool that's never gonna be brought clear up to speed again anyway?
that's my thoughts, is it's seen its life expectancy, its time. Because even this 150,000 is still kind of a Band-Aid or patch. Who's to say that concrete other parts are gonna start breaking. One of those pictures that I don't think the engineers even seen, one of them I took, is actually up at the shallow end. We didn't catch that. And I found that this morning in one of the pictures. The pictures don't do them justice. Some of them look small and simple, and then you start chipping at it, next thing you know, that's in the deep end down
Right,
by
is that rust or mold?
A lot of that's just, that is dirt where leaves had set
Oh, okay.
and stuff.
so what year was the pool built?
56, I
56,
think.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
1956.
It's over 70 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That same year I was built. I'm a little crusty around the edges, but I'm still walking.
Yeah, but you don't know what's under the surface.
Yes, but you
Well,
can
there's some truth to that.
When you start scraping, when you find out where the mess is.
Yeah.
And some of those even on I say new slide. That slide's been there almost 15 years. But I even took pictures of some of those handles. If you look on that red and blue, that's, the rusting,
Right there?
rusting up real bad.
So would it be going out for bids for a pool is what?
Well, I don't know if it'd be on the pool.
Well, we had a guy come last year about this time, and he said that he could put us in a pool for $1.5 million to $2 million.
Yes, and that's not including demolition of the pool that we have right now.
But one guy, speaking of that, just said, he said, don't put it back where it's at.
That's
He
correct.
said
Yeah.
He reckoned, not that we can, I'm not telling you not, he's about his recommendation is not.
And that was the same thing that Don Paddock had recommended.
Yeah.
Not to put a pool back at the same place.
Yeah.
So,
It's like one thing we found out was, the thing is to replace the deep end, the engineer has to submit the plans and application and license, not to the state. And they say it'll take anywhere from 6 weeks to like 3 months to get them approve the plans back. Then you go out for bids. So that's why I was saying that even next spring, unless we got right on it, you still be pushing it for next year. And that's just the concrete, that was just the deep end, not including them other 20 pictures I took. But talking with the health department, they basically, if we go this route, there's 2 licenses, like semi-shutdown, to where like, say, y'all chose to fix it for next year. So it's like shut down this year, and then there's permanent shutdown. And either one, we still have to like license and pay a fee, and it's still inspected to make sure we have it secured, no water in it, or if there is water in it, it has to be covered. Because the engineer, in his packet, he was gonna say that, recommend to keep water in it, that somebody told him that the joints, that if we got water in it, it has to be covered.
Oh,
It costs more to cover it than
Oh, my.
So, but anyway, so they said there is no true, they would like for you to do something as soon as you can, they understand there's budgets and all that. So there's not a true time limit that it has to be demoed in a year or something like that, but they said just keep in mind until then it'll keep being inspected and stuff like that.
Well, to me, it seems like something that's critical to this discussion is, does the community want a pool?
The answer to
Public
that question is yes. I mean, there's an overwhelming yes to answer that question.
And I think that's something that we as a board representing, hopefully that's what some of the things we're doing is representing what the community interest is in the ways of parks and, services like that.
Well, there's no doubt the community wants a pool.
Yeah, it's just a matter of.
That's without a doubt, but
I think the
I
question
don't
is.
know why they wouldn't
put money
accept
in
a
the
new
old one or
pool.
build a new one, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's, but at least we tackle the one about, do we want a pool? And it sounds like we think there is a sense the community does want a pool, something other than what's available at the rec center,
Oh, well, yes, an outdoor pool,
outdoor pool.
an outdoor pool. So if I could remind the board that the motion is regarding opening the Whitaker Park pool. And I would recommend, certainly, well, you can't really open the pool this year. It's not within the time frame. Not within the time frame of possibility. So, so there's a process need to send to council to not open the pool this year. And the council can, and then in future discussion should recommend to council an action forward regarding the park pool. So you should be considering what that action might be.
Well,
But as far as this motion, it has to do with recommending council that you don't open the pool.
I'll make a recommendation that we not open the pool. I mean,
And can we say in that for these reasons?
well,
Structurally, it's not competent.
yeah, there's, I mean.
Structurally, it's not competent. There's no way,
No help.
there's no way you can
No
pass it,
personnel.
even if you decided to try to repair it. There's no time to get it open
Right.
during the season, for the reasons of the labor, for the reasons of the health department inspection, reasons of going through a bid process to try to go through and make repairs.
Yeah, and to me, that's probably a better way to word it. I get a little uncomfortable when we start talking about structural defects, or people are talking about, we got some structural issues there, because that presents a whole different set of issues, if we start talking about that. That implies down the road, we've got to be careful that somebody will come back and, so you guys said this wasn't structurally fit
Well,
for
it's not.
use.
So-
Well,
It's not.
Part of why we
I-
got the engineer involved,
but part of what?
why we got the engineer involved.
Yeah, but I think what they're saying is, you know, we got concrete, it doesn't mean that that pool can't be fixed.
Oh, the pool can be fixed.
Yeah,
Yeah, we know that the pool can be fixed. We don't know at what cost it can be fixed, but we know that the pool can be fixed.
Yeah, at least, but still, anything you put in this 70-year-old pool is gonna be temporary.
Yeah.
I mean, next year it's gonna be another 70 because something else is going, or another 90,000. We look at this about every 2 years, we look at the same, we just keep pouring money in here and we're never getting ahead.
So.
We're
what
just stay behind with this old pool. We need a new pool.
So what the citizens, in my opinion, what the citizens need from the park board is, with discussion at your next meeting, is a recommendation, of what to do,
Yeah, plan of
what to
action,
do.
plan
So,
of action.
citizen needs a plan of action regarding the pool. So, citizens want the park board to lead in that regard. I mean, the mayor can lead that regard. If you want me to be involved in that, I'm happy to be, but I'm not going to overstep my bounds with you guys.
I understand. But
And I'll make a motion in that we not open the Whitaker Pool Park this year due to structural and labor
And lack of-
repairs and like, in lieu of of the current situation of the pool.
or another way, and this may be
Spinning it.
wordsmithing.
Wordsmith.
Wordsmithing, better than spinning. That is that we would be unable to open the pool this year to bring it up to the standards that it needs to.
State standards,
State standards or something like that,
okay. Is that right, Ollie?
That's why we got the engineer and the actual state inspector, that way it wasn't just me or us throwing it out there.
So we can't bring it up to the recommendations as made by the state inspector.
What do you say, about 90,000 to do that?
The
No,
90,000,
that's
That
just,
was-
what
that
they
was
said in
the
here.
That's just a
and the
concrete.
DPN.
Yeah, but it's not even a money issue at this point. I think it's, by the time we got it all fixed, the swimming season would be over.
It'd be Christmas.
We know that we shut down the pool before school starts
Yeah.
because the lifeguards leave. We can't keep lifeguards at the pool because they all go back to school. So the pool only runs for 10 weeks out of the year, right?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
we would have had the plans back by end of summer though.
Right.
State.
Yeah, so I mean, we've got somebody saying those are things we need to do, and we can't meet that.
so if you keep the motion simple, you could keep the motion simple. So it says discuss and possible recommend council action regarding a season opening of the Whitaker Park pool.
We could
Just say recommend, don't open.
I recommend we don't open,
I
Yeah.
second it.
but wordsmithing it.
Well, sounds good to me.
And then the discussion, I mean, this is a live meeting, it's recorded, and anybody can go to the live meeting and can listen to the discussion.
Well, I mean, every year we've talked about it since I've been on here, and this has been 3 or 4 years, and it's always what we're gonna do about the pool, and everybody would like to have a splash. I've heard, probably the biggest thing I've heard is they want a splash pad or something like Muskogee. That'd be great. It would be great, is where we put it.
I think the discussion's gonna have to be at some other time, but possibly a bond issue that would handle all the ball fields and the soccer fields.
I think I think it'd be a perfect idea.
Everything in one, what the community actually needs.
Yeah, there'll be
If the pool-
two things there, one, what,
Yeah,
if to shut the pool down, and the second one,
Yeah.
okay, then what do we do?
and the pool is part of that, but, we do need a pool. There's no doubt about it. We need a pool, and the people want a pool. But this is not the pool.
Chris said recommended just a pool subcommittee to discuss the option before the next board.
So the recommendation's been made. Are you making that in a motion?
I made a
Motion's
motion,
been made that
second.
not to open the pool. It's been seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Richard,
Yes.
Seaver,
Yes.
Graves,
Yes,
Shelby,
Yes.
Kennegeeser.
Yes.
I do have to say, 15 years ago, and before, they wanted to close the pool. We put the slide and the volleyball net, I mean, you know, we brought it back to life, so it has had CPR once, and we made, but we weren't looking at the same issues.
Oh, these are way.
But anyway,
I
so
think that-
Frank has saved this pool for 15-plus years, because when
I-
I came on board, that was my whole reason for getting on this.
But I think we're injured a little deeper now than we were before.
We are,
The-
but
the
I'm just
injury-
saying.
The injury's gonna take more than a Band-Aid this time.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying
Yeah.
that it's, you know, we've voted to keep this pool for at least 15 years now and done what we can. So
You
this isn't the first time.
It needs
that-
like a high
No,
transplant.
yeah, this isn't the first time we've had to do this,
Well-
no.
You know,
But the CPR never need a transplant.
you know, I listened to this lady was berating about how much money was being spent at the golf course and different things and complaints all about the parks.
Yeah.
Completely understand it,
Everything
But-
needs to be part of that bond issue, yeah.
but it's so hard to get anything further than, it takes community, it's
Yeah.
not just
Well,
us, it takes a community. to
And
do
then
this.
part of that bond issue would be the continuing upkeep of all this, you know, the maintenance for all this stuff after we get it built.
well, I think that we're hearing, just as a comment, this pool, since I've been on this board, I can't tell you how many near-death experiences I've had.
Exactly.
And everybody comes in and looks at it and says, oh, boy, it'd be easy to jerk this thing out of there and just go throw a new one in. But it's been resuscitated many times, and it continues, you know, and I think, Bill, if we look at the numbers, Frank, I'd be interested in you bringing us the numbers over the last 10 years. How long a period do you want to go back? How much we've spent on this pool? I think you're gonna be surprised.
We could have built one.
You know, it's not gonna be what you think it's been. I'm gonna be surprised, but do you have the numbers, Frank? Can you get those?
I could, but I'm the one that's fixed most of them, and this is the worst it's ever been.
Have you got an idea ballpark? You think we've spent $100,000 in the last 15 years?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the slides themselves
The
were,
slides was
No, I'm talking about repairs.
Yeah, that one year I spent 30,000 when we brought someone in to paint the ladders. They changed the sand and the filters. Then just a few years ago was 20 or 30,000 when I bought the pump. But done a bunch of electrical stuff underneath the other ladders.
Okay,
10,000 on the fence.
and I would argue with you, those are operational maintenance. That's part of scheduled maintenance that you do. I do on my pool. I have to change the sand out of the filters every so often. I have to replace the pump every so often. That's not a defect, that's just, equipment's got a useful life. And when you're 60 years old, you outrun the useful life of some of this equipment.
That was just 3 different years, so.
Well, yeah, if you've got the numbers, so we just got an idea of how much we've actually spent. Because I think one of the premises here is that we've spent so much money on that pool that we can't afford, we could have easily built a new one. That may be the case, but let's see what the facts are.
I definitely look back, lost, 10, 15,000 every year,
That's a different argument. Let's,
Most repairs we've done, we've solved, put out concrete in place and all that in the past. And the places we have done, you're talking, it's labor, it's not much cost. But, like I said, this is way worse than what it's, that deep end is just, it's just everywhere, buckling
Okay.
up. So,
did he happen to notice the uneven, like the slope, why one?
oh yeah, it's settled. And
I'm
all
surprised
this-
that wasn't in the report, or was it?
That was in the report.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, from the southeast corner to the northwest corner, since I've been there, it's all.
Darla?
Yes,
did
sir.
Dennis send you a report?
He did. You've got it on your desk with your packet.
Right here, it should look like this.
Very official.
You need to call for a vote?
We did, on the pool, yes.
Yep, thank you.
You find it?
Well, I saw it one
There
time.
it is at
It's
the
the
back,
back.
there at the bottom, the last two pages. All right. Dennis got called to work the PGA today.
Senior PGA.
Senior, correct, senior PGA. But the big one will be there next year. Seriously.
Yeah, I knew there was another one coming. I didn't know which one it was.
Yeah.
I was wondering, Mickelson won the PGA this year,
Correct,
didn't he?
correct. The oldest guy,
Oldest guy,
oldest guy, almost 51.
50 and 11 months.
I don't know if you watched that, but that was a great tournament.
We've had some, GRDA new corporate. Some renewables. Booth renews.
Did you want to sign those reports? Did I put them in your packet? Okay.
Membership been pretty good.
Looks like it.
Bill, on these monthly renewals, is this something that you can, taking from this, you pay on a monthly basis?
Yes.
What kind of commitment do you
We've
make?
always had that, we've had that for a number of years.
Yeah, but I'm asking the question of, if I wanna pay this month and not pay next month,
No, it's an annual contract,
so I've got a contract and I've just gotta pay.
drawn out of your bank account.
So I'm gonna pay the same amount. I'm gonna pay for the year
Yep.
if I only use it. I can't be 3 months into it and
No,
stop it.
no.
Okay.
Well, you can if like, you know,
12-month
move,
contract.
something like that. I suppose if you move or die, obviously, you're not, I would think that particular contract would end if, like, really and truly, if you moved away, or if the person is deceased. Obviously, that would stop.
Disabled or something,
I'm sorry?
or disabled or.
Yeah, something like that.
So the difference between yearly renewable and monthly renewable is just how you pay. It's not the terms and conditions of the agreement.
Correct.
Well, the monthly costs you a little more.
Gonna cost a little bit more. And if
Costs
you
you a
paid it
little more
all, if
monthly.
you just paid the whole thing outright.
Total.
Okay?
But people know that going into it.
Yeah, they know that up
They know
front.
that.
We've been doing that for a number of years now.
Yeah, I knew we had. I just wanted to make sure, I understood that there wasn't a monthly renewal that you could
Nope,
No, you,
stop.
it's an annual contract.
no.
145 total new members. December, January, February, March, April. That's pretty good.
Now, when's the end of the fiscal year for the city? Is it
June.
June
30th,
30th?
yeah.
Do you have numbers there? Do you know what our numbers are for how many memberships we've sold year to date?
It's not on
No,
here.
It's
but
probably not, you
We've
probably.
had 35 monthly renewals, 8 new monthlies,
This is just April.
35 yearlies, 51 silver conversions, 18 brand new ones.
That's just for April though, isn't it?
Well, see, you'd have to break these down, like that top one is, looks like to me it's new, and that's a yearly thing, so that's for 12
We got
months.
145 total members,
Okay,
memberships.
I think we have more than that.
I was gonna say, I think we do too. I think,
Yeah, we have more than
I
that.
think that's just what is shown on this report.
Some of them are family memberships, some of them are individual memberships, some of them are senior memberships,
Mhm.
some of them are junior memberships.
Corporate, you know.
well, it seems like a number kind of an annual number we used to have was like 200 members.
Well, that was years ago. We've lost a lot of members over the years. We
Okay.
didn't have 200 members 3 years ago.
I bet it's more than 145 though. I can't imagine it not being more than 145.
That's why we've got open cart stalls, because some of us old guys died,
Yeah.
and we didn't have young guys replacing them. That was part of the idea of that silver membership, was to try to get it going again.
So it looks like we've had 51 silver conversions.
Yeah.
That's quite good. I mean, that's
That was
pretty
a good,
decent.
that's a good percentage.
That is good,
We had over 1,000 actually.
And that's through,
right.
you know,
So
April.
that'd be, the
There may
percent
be
would
s-
be,
You know,
Not, doesn't sound great, you know, but,
yeah, that one
About
was,
5%.
it was over in March, that silver.
5%.
yeah.
The silver
not a whole
was
lot,
over in
but
March.
It's better than it was, well, a few months ago. And this is still new, this is only, I don't know, are these numbers are as of April, so we haven't even included May, so we're only, that silver membership ended around the middle of March, you're only talking like a month and a half, so we still have time to really grow that silver membership for sure.
So,
It's been a little slow this month, it's rained every day.
so the silver memberships are no longer valid, is that right?
No, they were done in March.
End of March, so if they're playing now,
1st of March, they were over with.
So that, you know, if people who had the silver, if they're playing, they either converted to a, you know, or they're paying a green
Paying
fee,
green fees.
or they're not playing here.
And we've started having golf tournaments again. It's been almost 2 years since we had a golf tournament.
I heard that,
October of 18 or 19, the last time we had a golf tournament out there.
well, I heard the Diamond Bar, that was a pretty.
That was the first big one.
I heard it was a lot of people that was
Yeah,
really, really liked it.
we had 80 some there, I think.
87 players?
And then we had the high school tournaments this year. We had, you know, nobody, hadn't had them all for a year. They had another little tournament Saturday, I think. Little family tournament. They got another family tournament coming up this next week, or maybe this week, or next week.
I mean, everything looks good.
Bill, how many did you say played in that Diamond Bar Ranch Scramble? How many?
Yeah.
How many played in that Diamond?
About 80, I think.
80,
Pretty
that's-
close to 80.
That's a good number, that's a
Yeah.
very good number.
But now I've lost them. All right, anything else? Item number 7, unforeseeable business. Item number 8, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Motion been made,
Second?
seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. That's even shorter
You
than
know
that,
those
isn't it?
yes.